Good morning, mountain athletes. Welcome to another training session with me, Anthony Marubio. High five for showing up on a Monday morning or evening or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. I want to thank you so much for joining. We've got a juicy recovery focus session today. So whatever training that you did over the weekend, this hopefully will re-oxygenate your body, re-acidify and de-acidify some things, help to promote the muscle recovery. All that you need today is a seat, a yoga mat, and if you have a Buteyko belt, go ahead and grab that. We are going to put this around the body, but if you don't have one of those, a book. I'm looking around for a book right now. I don't have a book, but I have a GoPro case. You can set that on your belly. We're going to utilize that as well if you don't have the Buteyko belt. So why don't you go ahead and make your way into that seated position. We're going to begin like we always do with a little nose unblocking exercise. So again, from that seat, go ahead and sit up nice and straight. Relax the muscles in your face, in your neck, and in your shoulders. And I invite you to take a nice big breath in through the nose. Just let the air go out. One more time, deeply in. Let the breath go. Good work. Take a normal breath in through the nose, and then a normal breath out. And at the bottom of that exhale, pinch your nose and hold your breath, and gently nod your head up and down while you hold your breath. This is the nose unblocking exercise. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release your nose, breathe in through the nose. Breathe normally for the next 3 breaths. Again, we're just clearing up the nose, preparing the nose to do a little bit more work this morning in this recovery focus session. Again, take a normal breath in, normal breath out. Pinch your nose, hold your breath, gently nod your head up and down. What we want to reach here is a medium level of air hunger. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release the nose, breathe in through the nose immediately after. This helps bring in nasal nitric oxide, which helps to dilate the blood vessels and helps with gas diffusion, getting out of the alveoli and into the bloodstream as well. Take another 2 normal breaths. Take one last breath in through the nose and out. Pinch your nose and hold your breath. Nod your head up and down. This also helps to loosen up any of the mucus that's in the nasal cavity. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release your nose, breathe in through the nose. Nice job. All right, what we're going to begin with is a little retest for some of you, I'm sure, especially if you were on that Alpine Ascents International webinar that we held last week. Welcome, by the way, if you're here from that. We're going to do a retest of the carbon dioxide tolerance test, which is something we utilize in the RBI, the Recal Breath Index. The way that it works is we'll take a normal breath in, a normal breath out. This is from a seated position, remember? And then a large breath in. Fill up the lungs as much as you can. And when you reach the very top of that inhale, we then begin an extremely slow exhale. You can use the throat lock mechanics if you want. It's like with your mouth closed, trying to fog up the mirror. That little friction allows you to control the exhale. I had a client this past week kind of exhale faster than they felt like they needed to. This helps to control that exhale. You go for as long as you possibly can. And then when you reach the very end, that is your carbon dioxide tolerance test, whatever time that was. And I'll be counting off the time as we go. Okay? So I'll actually put the time maybe on the screen even here. Give me 1 second. As you take that seat, go ahead and begin taking a normal breath in through your nose. And then a normal breath out. And now begin that deep inhale. Filling up as much as you possibly can. And Now begin that slow exhale with your mouth closed, everything coming out through the nose. And you're slowly exhaling. You're trying to extend this exhale as long as you possibly can. We're at 25 seconds. We are at 40 seconds now. If you're still exhaling, great job. Coming up on 50 seconds, nice work. If you're still exhaling, and we're at 60 seconds. If you're done exhaling, just go ahead and relax. Take a few normal breaths. And that is probably about time. Good work, good work, good work. So that was the carbon dioxide tolerance test. If this was the first time you ever did that, that is a good indication of your CO2 tolerance, which is a sign for how tolerant to breathlessness your body is. The primary driver of breathlessness is the rise in carbon dioxide in the blood. And this gets higher when we move the body, when we're exercising, right? So if we can train our carbon dioxide tolerance, that's going to help you feel less out of breath, which is what we're going to do next. We're going to do an exercise called Breathe Light. It's very simple. Again, from a seated position, we're going to breathe lighter and more slowly than we normally would. And the way that I encourage you to do that is by taking your finger, placing it just beneath your nose, resting on your upper lip. Relax your shoulder. Don't want to hold too much tension, again, in the face, the neck, or the shoulders. Take a normal breath in through your nose, and then a normal breath out. And as you breathe out, feel the air run across your finger. Maybe take another normal breath in. Breath out. Feel that air. And now I want you to slow down your breathing to the point that you can barely feel the air as it runs across your finger. This breath is becoming very light, very slow, and a bit less air coming in and out with each breath than you normally would. If your breath's like a wave, the waves have become shorter and they become elongated as well. Very light and slow breath. What this is going to likely do for you is it's going to increase the carbon dioxide level in the blood because we're not exhaling off all that carbon dioxide. That's going to invite this feeling of air hunger, the feeling like you need to take a big breath. If you have that feeling already, that's good. We want to reach a tolerable level of air hunger and then stick with it for the next 30 more seconds or so. And I've got my timer going for that. You're doing great. Again, this is helping us to tolerate carbon dioxide. That way we can feel less out of breath on the mountain, in training. Continue for about 10 more seconds. Very light and slow breathing. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and drop your finger. Take a couple of normal breaths. In fact, we'll do a little breath protocol. I'll coach you right now. It's called the physiological sigh. A double inhale through the nose and then an exhale through the mouth. So let's do it together. Inhale through your nose. Pause just for a moment. Now sniff in again through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale. Pause. Sniff in again. Exhale. Good. That's the single quickest way for you to offload carbon dioxide. is that physiological sigh. It really helps you to regain control of your breathing if you're feeling out of breath. Okay, let's move on to a little exercise that I call nose slow and low breathing, or NSL breathing. This is with the Buteyko belt. We're also going to get a little bit creative as well here. If you have the Buteyko belt, go ahead and put that on. In case you need some instructions for putting it on appropriately, I want it to go primarily around your belly with about 1 inch worth of overlap over the bottom part of your rib bones in your rib cage in the front, okay? So if you have that on, great. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna change my camera angle and we are going to get down on the yoga mat, but maybe if you have access to it, we're gonna use a chair, okay? We're gonna use a chair to put our feet up on the chair. That way we create a 90-degree angle. And here, if you don't have the Buteyko belt, I encourage you to grab a book, a household item, maybe a foam roller like I have handy, just something that hopefully will give you some tangible physical feedback to your breathing while we do this. What I want to see out of your legs is I want a 90-degree angle with your knees. This is also called the 90-90 position because you're forming a 90-degree angle here with your knee joint and then a 90-degree angle with your hip joint. So as you're in this position, you've got the belt on, not particularly tight, by the way. We don't want much resistance here. We just want the physical feedback that's happening with the breath. Or again, maybe you have something just sitting on your belly. I want you to relax the muscles in your face, in your neck, in your shoulders. And now breathe in through your nose, nice and slow, and breathe low so you can feel your belly rise and fall with each and every breath. If you want to, you can look closely at the action happening now with my belly. Again, nose slow and low. The title is pretty straightforward for what we're doing. Breathing through the nose, breathing slow, and breathing low. We're going to continue here for the next couple of minutes. And I actually invite you to follow along with me for a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale. So take an inhale with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make this a breathing meditation for yourself. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Continue going. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. 30 more seconds. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Inhale, last breath now. Exhale. Good work. If you've got that object on your belly, go ahead and put that to the side. We're no longer using that. If you got the Buteyko belt on, go ahead and take that off. So I hope that that provided some physical feedback to your breathing so you actually were able to tell that you were breathing through the nose, breathing low into the belly. I slowed things down to a count of 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale. That's the equivalent of taking 6 breaths per minute, which is the most optimal for oxygenation in the body, paradoxically. So that was no slow and low breathing. What we're going to move to now is something called recovery breathing. This is a more active and engaging breathwork training protocol. What we're going to do from that laying down position, once again, you can either keep your feet up on that chair, or you can drop your feet down flat on the ground with knees maybe still at a 90-degree angle, just to take a little pressure off the lower back and also create more alignment with your diaphragm and your breathing motion. We're going to take a few strong breaths in a row, 10, 20, maybe even 30. Strong breaths, and I'll guide you through that. Then after we're done with those breaths, hopefully oxygen has risen in the blood, so we get oxygen into the blood. Then our next step is to go back to that breathe light protocol that we did, where we're breathing very slowly and lightly. That will increase carbon dioxide in the blood, which as a result will help oxygen get out of the blood and into the muscle tissue. This is why this is called recovery breathing. Oxygen into the blood, oxygen out of the blood, and into the muscle tissue that needs it around the body. Okay? So from that laying down position on your mat, knees at a 90-degree angle, whether up on the chair or feet flat on the ground, place one hand on your belly, one hand up on your chest. I'm going to switch there. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Feel the belly rise. This is just like that nose slow and low breathing. Continue that inhale into your chest. Exhale through your mouth. This is what I want the form of these breaths to be like. Watch me if you need to. In through the belly, then the chest. Exhale through your mouth. This is one continuous breathing motion. Continue for 5 more. 4 more breaths. 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Deeply in. Let it go. And now breathe light. Breathing light. In and out through your nose. If at all you felt lightheaded during that exercise, that's fairly normal. We're changing the biochemistry of your blood. If that lightheaded feeling is too much during those hyperventilations, go ahead and just slow down your breathing. But right now, again, you're breathing light, breathing slow, in and out through your nose. We're here for about a minute. Once again, you can close your eyes, make this a meditation for yourself. As you focus on your breathing, coming very lightly in through the nose and very lightly out through your nose. 30 more seconds. I hope by doing this, you invite this feeling of air hunger, the feeling like you need to take a big breath. Once again, the science behind that is that carbon dioxide's risen in the blood, which will help promote oxygen getting out of the blood and into the muscle tissue. This is why we do this. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. We're going to go back to that controlled hyperventilation breathing once again. Okay, one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. Take a deep inhale, fill up the belly first. Continue the inhale into your chest. Let the breath go through your mouth. Good, deeply in. And relaxed on the way out. Nice, deeply in. Let it go. Continue that wave-like motion for your breathing. I want you to try to relax all the other parts of your body except what you need to breathe. You're doing great. We're gonna go for 10 more breaths now. I'm with you, keep breathing strong. Last 5 breaths, make these the 5 deepest ones yet. 4 more breaths. 3 more breaths, pull the air in. Let the air go. 2 more breaths. And this will be your last breath, deeply in. Fill up, fill up, fill up, and let it go. And now breathe slowly. In and out through the nose. It's as if you can barely feel the air coming in and barely feel the air going out. If you're holding on to any tension anywhere in your body, I want you to relax. Bring all of your focus into your breathing as you feel the air very lightly coming in and out through your nose. A big part of recovery is actually allowing your body and your mind to recover. Not holding on to tension, not holding on to stress, not holding on to tightness in the chest that doesn't allow you to do full range of motion breathing. So here we're trying to relax through the body, very lightly feel the air come in and out through the nose. We're here for the next 30 seconds. You're doing great. Keep it up. Ten more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and allow your natural breathing to come back to you. If you want to get up off the ground, begin by taking a nice big stretch with the hands up above, even looking up toward the hands. Maybe give yourself a little yawn like I just did. That is such an automatic reaction. Shake out whatever needs shaken. Give yourself a big smile on your face. That was a recovery-focused breathwork training session. Short, quick, but efficient, I hope. If you're curious about finishing off the remaining 4 out of the 5 Recal breath assessment focused protocols, this will help you give a really good idea of how well you breathe. The carbon dioxide tolerance test we did at the beginning was just one element. You can go to that QR code or just visit assessment.recal.training. This is a free way for you to do the 5 Recal breath assessments. That way you get a really good feel for how well you breathe, where your inefficiencies are, and where you should focus your training, your breathwork training. So with that, I want to thank you all so much once again for joining me. Once again, my name is Anthony LaRubio from Recal. If this was your first time coming here, thank you for showing up. I'll give you one more high five. I hope you have a great week ahead, whether you're doing some hard training, doing some light training. maybe doing some work, whatever you're doing. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you again next week. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.